Hi, welcome back to another show. My name is Jeetu Jason, and you are watching Impact India. Let's get started with the first news, which is: did Rapido get Karnataka cab license until 2031? It turns out yes. Why is this an important news? It's because there is a beef going on between, okay, not beef. There's a feud going on between Karnataka government and Rapido. Rapido, for those who don't know, is a bike taxi service primarily. Now, there is a fight going on between Karnataka and Rapido that Karnataka government doesn't want to give bike taxi service license to Rapido because they don't think it's a taxi. It's not a yellow number plate, and the insurance is different. Yada yada yada. Now, the funny thing is, the Supreme Court has ruled in the favor of Rapido, so it's technically legal to do taxis, but you know courts in India doesn't have a police force of its own. It doesn't have a military of its own. It doesn't even have marshals of its own. So the execution of the Supreme Court judgment relies or depends on the executive branch, which in this case is the Karnataka government, who doesn't want to obey the Supreme Court. Okay, why? Because otherwise a single person would be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. India doesn't have a jury system, so the judge and the jury are the same person. If the execution is also with the same guy, then you have basically a dictator in black court. So that is why this is different. That is why the system is, the checks and balance are in place. So the execution is with the Karnataka government, and they refuse to do it. They're still enforcing the ban on bike taxis. Now that is a separate issue. Now Rapido got a license for cabs, which is cars basically. Now why approve cabs? Because it's a different legal framework, and Karnataka government doesn't have a problem with this. Why still fight over bikes? It's because bike taxis fall into a different regulatory legal problem, which the Karnataka government doesn't want to allow. I think, I'm speculating, because maybe somebody's lobbying the government to not allow Rapido because it's competition. I think maybe Uber. Okay, I'm just speculating. This is just speculation. Don't sue me. Now, why does Rapido care? Rapido wants to diversify so that it is not stuck with this just bike issue. If it gets banned, then they need something else to have a revenue source. Now, why is it doing? Now, it's because I said this yesterday. Rapido got a $240 million funding in May, and they're using that to expand into the Uber market share. So Uber is trying to maybe lobby the Karnataka government to stop Rapido from having a bike taxi service, and Rapido is using its funds to venture into or eat into the market of Uber. So they're like fighting with one another. That's what I think is happening. Don't sue me, okay? So that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and let me know, can you book a bike taxi in Karnataka? I'm not in Karnataka, so I don't know exactly. So let me know what you think, and let's move on to the next news, which is PhysicsWallah makes a 1,054 crore revenue, but still loses 88 crore. Their revenue jumped 24%, while net losses narrowed to around 30%, 88 crore, but expenses reached like 1,247. So what is happening here exactly? Now, PhysicsWallah has two businesses. One is the online business, the other one is the offline business. The online business is a profitable one. It makes around 548 crore revenue and 75 crore profit. The offline business is a loss-making one, which is 489 crore revenue and 27 crores in loss. Now, why is this happening? Why can revenues grow while losses remain? Because of the heavy operating and expansion cost of physical businesses. The office space, the coaching centers, the teachers, everything is physical. So that costs more money. Why are they expanding offline if they have a profitable online business? It's because padhai nahi hoti theek se. I think that's the reason. Physical centers remain strategically important in Indian education. That is why. Why are they spending heavily? Because customer acquisition and scale is what they're going for. Now, why is this important after the IPO? It's because public markets are going to judge whether scaling eventually produces profit. If you're not a profit-making company, scaling only scales the losses. It doesn't scale the profit. It doesn't magically turn losses into profits. Anyway, time will tell what will happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, bye.